rust, or what do you think? Or it just happened?
Ring rust. I mean, Pacquiao is a better fighter.
How impressed were you with Manny Pacquiao's performance, even at this age, champ?
Yeah, I liked him a lot.
Where Pacquiao hurt him with a body shot, I think those 2 rounds are the ones that could have made the fight in favor of Pacquiao. But it was a very close fight. It was a very, very close fight. So it was just one of those fights where everybody was happy, and at least me, Pacquiao surprised me, proved me wrong. I thought.
10 years younger, what did you think about
It's
it?
just, it's unbelievable. It's incredible, And before the fight, after the weigh-in, I asked Manny, why are you doing this? Why do you still do this?
Yeah.
Why do you choose a young, hungry, dangerous?
Yeah.
And he says he's still searching for more legacy. You've accomplished everything. I mean, you've been champion multiple times, multiple divisions. He says, I want to just keep showing everybody that I'm that great.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he showed. He showed that he is that great. He didn't.
Keith is amazing. He did well. He adjusted well. But Manny was stronger. And again, establishing early on.
What did you think? How did Manny look? He looked like he was the 20-year-old in there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He was good. Everybody's saying like, oh, he's old, he's old. Nope. He looked really young today.
Yeah. What do you want to see him do next?
Fight the best out there. You got.
Hey David, what you think of the fight, brother?
Great fight. What I tell you, man? It was a great fight.
You pick Pacquiao.
I don't know about a split decision though, man. That
Right.
was crazy. I thought they were gonna rob him.
Good fight though. Yeah, look at David, man. Hey
He
David.
was younger, bigger, stronger, bigger puncher. I thought he'd be able to bag up Pacquiao when he did in spots. I thought he'd be able to move and use and catch Pacquiao coming in, which he didn't. He pulled straight back. He made the mistake over and over again. You know what I mean? I thought he was a lot smarter than that, and he wasn't. So, I mean, we can pick and choose. I was wrong for picking
Pacquiao, Thurman. What were your thoughts on the fight?
I seen the fight, and look, I was a little surprised. With myself, my family, everybody watching the fight at home, we were all cheering for Pacquiao. But I was one of the only ones that thought.
My initial reaction was, and it was during the fight. I was like, Pacquiao, I thought early on was winning, but not looking very, sharp. Or I kind of in my story called him kind of looked like he looked ragged. I think you can make the argument he won closely, but obviously.
Sean, I know you're working. Just shout what you think.
Great fight, man.
Yeah.
Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios just gave us a fight of the year. It was young against the old, and Manny proved that he still has the skill even against a younger champion. From the moment the bell rang, this was a fight that demanded respect from both sides. Barrios came in with momentum, youth, size, and the WBC welterweight belt. Pacquiao came in with nothing to prove, but everything to show. After years away from the ring, his return brought skepticism, admiration, and serious concern from those who knew how brutal the sport can be when time catches up. Timothy Bradley, who fought Pacquiao 3 times, had raised concerns about Pacquiao's age and the physical toll of returning after years away from competition. He believed Barrios would be too big, too young, and too fresh. Bradley was convinced the ring rust and the size gap would be too much to overcome. Watching how the fight turned out, it's clear some of his concerns had foundation. Barrios used his jab well, kept his range, and didn't make it easy. But Bradley may have underestimated how much speed and timing Pacquiao still had left. While Pacquiao didn't dominate every moment, he made Barrios pay when he got careless. The reflexes weren't what they were 10 years ago, but they were still enough to make Barrios respect every exchange. Sugar Ray Leonard, who knows the mental strain of returning to boxing after a long layoff, had emphasized how comebacks are more about mental strength than physical tools. He was right on point. Pacquiao's success wasn't just a product of training camp. It was a mindset. There were moments in the fight when the old instincts kicked in. Moments when the footwork, head movement, and flurries reminded everyone of the Pacquiao who once ran through the welterweight division. Leonard had hinted that the key would be Pacquiao's mental commitment, and that showed clearly. Even when Barrios landed clean shots, Pacquiao never looked discouraged. His mental edge, his composure, and his belief in himself carried him through tough spots. Shawn Porter, who himself fought both top contenders and legends, gave Barrios the edge before the fight based on size and discipline. Porter saw Barrios as the fresher fighter with the cleaner approach. Barrios did stick to a solid game plan early on. But what Porter didn't account for was how Pacquiao would adjust. When Barrios tried to control the center of the ring, Pacquiao turned the pace up, darted in and out, and made Barrios second-guess his timing. While Porter was right about Barrios having the fundamentals, he didn't fully factor in how elite Pacquiao's instincts still were when tested. Errol Spence Jr., who was originally scheduled to face Pacquiao before injury scrapped the fight years back, had predicted Barrios would have enough tools to control the older Pacquiao. But even he admitted that you could never count Manny out. He said it would come down to whether Manny's legs were still under him. Watching the fight, it became clear Pacquiao's legs weren't what they were in his prime, but they were still good enough to win exchanges, close distance, and escape trouble. Spence's respect for Pacquiao was visible in his prediction, and while his assessment of Barrios' strengths proved valid, he also acknowledged the unpredictability that Pacquiao always brings to the ring. That unpredictability showed up once again. Terence Crawford, who's at the top of the pound-for-pound list, had taken a more neutral stance before the fight, recognizing that Barrios had youth, but that Pacquiao had experience and pedigree. Crawford hinted that it depended on whether Pacquiao could make Barrios fight at an uncomfortable rhythm. That's exactly what happened. Pacquiao didn't just let Barrios box at his pace. He disrupted the rhythm with sudden flurries, unorthodox angles, and subtle movement. Crawford's technical eye had picked up on the most important factor, and it played out exactly that way. Mikey Garcia, who has sparred with and fought several top-level opponents in both lightweight and welterweight, gave the edge to Barrios, calling him stronger and more physically suited for the weight. Garcia's view wasn't without merit. Barrios did look stronger in the clinch and had good moments whenever Pacquiao slowed down, but Garcia's take didn't fully consider the kind of damage a well-timed counter can do. Even with Barrios pressing forward, he couldn't just walk through Pacquiao's offense. The hand speed, even at 45, was still a factor. Pacquiao's timing remained elite in key spots, allowing him to neutralize Barrios' physical advantages in many rounds. Juan Manuel Marquez, Pacquiao's longtime rival, always brought a deep understanding of Manny's tendencies. Before the fight, Marquez warned that even at this age, Pacquiao would bring something Barrios hadn't dealt with. Marquez predicted that if Pacquiao still had timing, he could make Barrios uncomfortable even if he didn't win. That prediction aged well. Marquez was one of the few who appreciated how dangerous Pacquiao still could be when focused. While Marquez never showed bias toward his old rival, he offered a technical breakdown that played out almost exactly as he said. Barrios was never able to completely dictate the pace or walk Manny down. He had to think every time he opened up. Devin Haney, the young lightweight champion, saw the fight as a big step for Barrios and picked him to win based on activity and recent performances. He viewed Pacquiao as a legend past his prime, no longer a real threat at the elite level. Watching the fight unfold, it was clear Haney underestimated how ring IQ and experience could make up for physical decline. While Barrios had the youth advantage Haney spoke about, he didn't capitalize on it the way a younger fighter might have. He respected Pacquiao too much, and Pacquiao made sure that respect was earned every round. But what did you think of the fight?